I have good news and bad news. The good news is we're going to have an election on November 3rd. That's the good news. Here's the bad news. We're going to have an election on November 3rd. The number one question I get above all others are, can Donald Trump cancel Election Day or postpone Election Day? And the answer is no. I think that the reason why everyone keeps asking this question is they have anxiety that Donald Trump, who doesn't otherwise seem to follow rules, is going to just flout the Election Day rules and somehow be able to wave a magic wand and cancel Election Day. And he can't, for two reasons. First, because Congress is given the authority to set Election Day. That's in the Constitution. That is set in stone. Congress could, in theory, move Election Day from the first Tuesday to the third Tuesday in November. There's zero chance that's going to happen. The second thing is, remember, the 20th Amendment to the Constitution says Donald Trump's office expires on January 20th either way. So one way or another, we have to have an election because Donald Trump's term would still expire on January 20th, 2021. There's no question that COVID has put unique pressures on our country, on our economy, our citizens, and it is on our voting system. But the right to vote is a fundamental right. The right to participate in elections is a constitutional right. And states are not free to take actions that deny people the right to vote and give them access to the ballot box. The situation in Wisconsin is really distressing. Not only did we have a challenge with respect to people getting absentee ballots and voting that way, but at the same time, we saw polls closing all over the place. And particularly hard hit was Milwaukee, where only 5 polling locations opened in the entire city of Milwaukee. That's nothing like what you would normally see in an election. And as a result, we again saw debilitating long lines, people waiting hours and hours and hours in order to vote. And for a lot of voters, they effectively got disenfranchised. We can't have this happen. That we need to start preparing now to make sure that come November, we have adequate in-person voting that is safe and available, and that we have absentee and vote by mail available to everyone who wants to vote that way. But we know that there are going to be some voters who just want to vote in person. And so we need to do things like expand the number of polling locations, spread out voting over more days by expanding early voting, particularly weekend early voting. Why don't we just expand curbside voting so that people can drive up, get a ballot handed to them in a window, fill it out, give it back, and then that ballot gets voted. We need everyone who can to get trained and volunteer to be an election worker. You know, the average age of election workers in this country is not young, so we need to broaden the pool of the people who are able to work on Election Day. The question is not what does a perfect Election Day look like, it's how do we achieve it? And we achieve it by starting the fight today.